Hi everyone, today at Routes Europe I am joined by Nigel Mayes, the Business Development Director for London Southend Airport. Thank you so much, Nigel, for joining me today.
It's nice to meet you.
Thank you. So could you just introduce yourself to the audience, please, and give a sense of your background?
So my name is Nigel Mayes. I'm the Business Development Director for London Southend Airport. Been now in the industry for nearly 30 years, always on route development, so it's a subject that's close to my heart.
Sure, yeah. So how would you say things are going for the airport? Where are you now in terms of passenger numbers and revenues?
So it's great. London Southend Airport pre-pandemic was a 2 million passenger airport. We're currently building that traffic back, and this year our capacity is going to be up 80% on the previous year. So we're looking at getting the traffic back through the airport.
Okay. So EasyJet have announced flight destinations from the airport to Geneva, Paris and Palma de Mallorca. What do you do to help sustainably grow the airport and attract further passenger volume?
So we work with our partner airlines, and we work very hard with our partners. So there's a number of things that we do in terms of helping to boost their exposure to the passenger. We do things like we can brand the train barriers, on not just at our station but every station on our train line into London, which is a fantastic piece of exposure for the airlines. So we can do that at 23 stations, and we get branding on 160 gates. But we also work with the trades, so we work with our travel agents. We did a campaign in the last few months where we did 80 agents. We visited 80 agents in 80 days. We sponsor the weather on our local radio station, and we're really proactive on digital and social. So we do Google advertising, Skyscanner advertising. So we work really hard to make sure that our airline partners feel like we're helping them to sell the seats that come into London Southend Airport.
Understood. So I guess in trying to attract foreign market, what aspects of the airport do you highlight to appeal to them?
So one of the big things that we try and get across to the airlines is our train link. So our train link is a 52-minute train into London Liverpool Street. It's 44 minutes into London Stratford, which is the 5th busiest train station in the UK. That train link comes straight into the airport, and from the ramp or the aircraft door to that train station is a 7-minute walk. You don't get that at any other London airport. So you can be off the plane and into London within an hour. We like to think we're the only major London airport that can provide that to an airline.
Yeah, absolutely. A very seamless connection for your passengers.
That is great.
So with the above in mind, how is the passenger experience geared towards this? What type of F&B offerings, resale and facilities do you offer? I see that the popular the Navigator Pub and Sky Life Lounge has been reopened.
Yeah, as we're building back our traffic, what we're trying to do now is build back our retail offering to the passengers. So everyone's got something to do when they come to London Southend Airport. So we're opening up our Navigator Pub, and we're also reopening our Sky Life Lounge, so people can relax and have a nice experience in our great lounge facility that we've got at the airport before they board the plane.
Okay, fantastic. So in developing concessions and lounges like this, what's the direct economic impact for the airport? So for example, job creation, money from non-aeronautical aspects?
So we have over 250 employees that work for the airport. We do our own handling, and we do our own ATC, and we also run the hotel that's on site. So the ecosystem around the airport we have a real connection with. So we have a direct employment impact, but also what we can provide for our local economy are connections to the markets that they want to serve. So we've got great businesses in Southend. We've got companies like IPECO that are in the aviation industry that are less than half a mile from the airport, and they want the connections so that they can begin to sell their products across the world. They provide seats for Boeing, Bombardier, and we work very closely with them. So what we're trying to do is create an airport that can help serve the local community and begin to create a little bit of an airport city around London Southend Airport.
Understood.
We have just a final point on that. Our hotel benefits, obviously, from as our network gets back. We have a lot of passengers that come and stay at the Holiday Inn that's on site before they take their flights. So again, getting the network back helps to bring the passengers through that airport facility.
So the global investment firms, Carl and Cyrus Capital Partners, which are key financial stakeholders of London Southend Airport, have agreed to recapitalise the airport. Can you tell us about this agreement and what it means for the future of the airport?
So the agreement with Carlisle and Cyprus gives us a long-term investor in the airport. It provides the capital security for us to build and develop the infrastructure at London Southend Airport. It gives confidence to the airlines that we meet at Roots. So we're here, we've met over 25 airlines whilst we've been here at Roots Europe. And what it means is that we can tell them that we've got a large capital partner. It's one of the largest employers in the US when you add up all the investments that they've got in the US. And it means that the airlines have security that we're here for the long term, and we're going to be building back the London Southend Airport, which will become the fastest growing airport in the London system.
Yeah, of course.
And the London market is 180 million passengers, and we're the only airport in the London system with significant capacity that the airlines can use if they want to access London.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So my next question to you is, how do you work with stakeholders to ensure harmony and that all objectives have been met?
So we work quite closely with our local authority and our Chamber of Commerce, so we get a better understanding of what our local businesses need in the marketplace. We also work with our overseas airport partners in trying to develop links. We have a lot of cities that come to us saying we need a connection to London. They can't get slots in Heathrow or Gatwick or Luton or Stansted, those other airports, and they know that we're the only airport that can provide them a connection into London. So we work quite closely with those overseas airports and cities.
Okay. So what would you say is your philosophy in creating a circular economy for the airport?
So I think it's really important. We've had a number of new airlines that are basing aircraft in our airport, ACMI providers. So we've got a company called Ascend Airways. It's a new airline providing ACMI and charter aircraft in the UK market. They're looking at basing their aircraft and their staff at our airport. But whilst they need the infrastructure at the airport, they also need the ecosystem around it. So they need maintenance, they need catering, they need all the things that go alongside the basing of those aircraft. And what that will do is we need to be able to provide and build those maintenance facilities, those hangarage for them, the catering services, and all of those things create the ecosystem that goes around London Southend Airport. It creates jobs and it creates wealth within the area.
Giving back to the community you mentioned. Well, that was my final question. Thank you so much, Nigel.
That was great.